What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we're going to talk about some Grayscale trusts, and GSOL is one of them. I'm assuming there's a Solana ETF coming out and about, probably, huh? That's probably what's up, right? That's got to be what's going on. I literally just pulled up this chart. As I'm giving the introduction, I'm seeing how big of a drop off it had. I'm assuming some people have requested this. I looked at BCHG earlier, right? That's fine. Yeah, that one's doing fine. Maybe they're seeing a little sell-off because of GSOL. We're going to look at some other ones too. Sorry. Yeah, besides just those. But damn, bro. Damn to all the GSOL holders, man. That is rough, you guys. That is not something you can come back from. No. You don't get a girthy candle like that with that much volume and then see new all-time highs. No, that is a breakout to the downside, right? That is a major breakout. And if it just started this week, well, I can tell you it's probably not going to stop this week, right? Below your 382, dude, you're at 128. You're likely sending it to $60, $47, somewhere around there. I want to see. Let's go to GSOL here. On the Grayscale trust, right? Has Solana? I'm gonna look it up. Solana ETF, is that something? As Trump lead renews ETF. Solana surge, Donald Trump re-election sparks ETF optimism. Is that a thing? Is that something? I bet that's something that's been talked about. Solana looks set to join Bitcoin and Ethereum in the near future as further applications. Wow. That's 3 days ago, right? 3 days ago, essentially. Like, got filed and then got taken more serious. You guys, I think that's what's happening. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be. I'm sure there's a lot of you who already are aware of this. You know, I'm just catching up. But let's look and see. Let's see what the NAV price is, right? 73.36. Okay, well, at least you're probably not going to drop to $60.85. I mean, maybe you drop down there, but when is this ETF going to come out? I would assume it's not going to be tomorrow. I don't know when it would get approved, when it would be established for Grayscale to trade on. But Grayscale is very aggressive with their ETFs, right? They have been very adamant about turning all their trusts, all of them, into ETFs. At some point, they're going to, right? And that's the risk we run. I know there's a few of you who've left comments. I would give you a shout out if I remember names. But you guys have said that you've spoken to Grayscale agents, like actually people from Grayscale who work with Grayscale, and they said that there were going to be no ETFs filed or approved for the rest of this cycle. Maybe you just said this year. I would wonder if this gets approved in 2025, but I know that this is not an expectation. This was not expected to happen, but it's looking like it, man. The only way that I could see GSOL not literally being a dud for the rest of the cycle. When I say a dud, I mean, like, again, you're not going to get new all-time highs. The only way that I could see that being a lie and that you actually do get new all-time highs is if something negative happens with this ETF stuff, right? If there's not a chance in hell that Solana ETF is going to get approved, by like the significant pumps of this cycle, maybe at the very ass end, that's one thing, but if it's getting approved anytime within the next like 3 months or so, or 6 months even, this thing probably won't grow too much, man. If that's a reality, right? And it looks like it is. I genuinely don't think there's any. I'm gonna stop weighing on this so much. On the bright side to that, if anybody is like, I'm screwed. I lost 63% overnight, basically over this week. 63%, bro, over two days, bro. Crazy. 63% overnight. Anybody who's freaking out about that, let's do some quick math, okay? Let's do some quick contemplation, okay? If we look at Solana. Now here's the thing that you can freak out about. Here's the thing that you can absolutely freak out about is that your moves up to $1,000 or more, your moves up to new all-time highs, those are gone. Freak out about that. That sucks, okay? I'm sorry. That definitely sucks. But as far as your money goes, Solana seems to be receiving this information positively, right? Very positively. 21% up. Okay, your NAV price if this ETF goes through, if it gets approved, your NAV price is going to be where the market price goes to, right? And I think you're basically on a mission to your NAV price right now, right? I think that's what's going to happen. If I was holding any GSOL right now, I would unhappily sell here, but I would think, Solana's probably going to move up, sure, but I don't think it's going to move up as much as GSOL is going to move down. I think that you could definitely snag some cheaper prices and try to salvage this if you made a quick move. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I would probably have sold either today or yesterday with this news coming out, especially with how bad that looks, man. It could rebound. You're at 128. It could rebound all the way up like $100 or more from here, but it's still going to go down, right? You've got a date with destiny, and right now it rhymes with $73, 36 cents, right? But Solana's moving up. The all-time high that you have for this thing is at 74.82. Okay, so you're just below that now. You're just below your all-time highs here. As this continues to grow, so will the NAV price, right? So even though, yes, you're going to lose your premium, that NAV price will likely grow to new all-time highs that it's never seen before, right? So even if you don't sell here, even if you don't get out, I have faith and confidence that through the rest of this cycle, GSOL would increase beyond its current price, right? Like even beyond this, even beyond what it's at now. Let's see. If we're looking at Solana, we're taking it into consideration. This is news to me, guys. If I see them all over the place or fluttered or like I'm not composed, that's because I'm not. I just discovered this. I thought I'd talk about Grayscale, right? Throw the Grayscale people a bone. I just was going to do it on a whim, and I had no idea that GSOL tanked like that, right? I really haven't been. This is what I get for not being with it in the crypto media lately. I'd normally keep up, but I've been bad about it this past month, man. It's been hard. It's just been hard with my day-to-day stuff going on. But Solana, 238%. Okay, minimum price target by the end of this cycle. If GSOL is supposed to be appropriately priced at 73.36, okay, that's what we got, 73.36. Right. Assuming they don't change too much with the shares per GSOL or whatever, right? If I'm expecting at a minimum that Solana will reach $238, right? These become tethered. Right now they're not tethered. You've got the premium, right? GSOL, Solana. I hope you guys all are aware of how this works. But essentially, if I think Solana can grow this much, that means that the NAV price here is going to grow an appropriate, the exact same amount, a proportionate amount to this, right, at a minimum, which can translate into here. If we take the NAV price down here at 73.36 or whatever, we apply it to the trust where the price is going, because it's going to meet that NAV price if these ETFs are actually looking to be approved. Because Grayscale, again, they're tenacious with this stuff. They're going to be the first people, if not the very first, within the handful of the first people that will do this. The appropriate NAV price now is right down here, right down there at 73.43. The technical NAV price should be 73.36, so as close as I can get it just off of freehand here. And then Solana growing 238% for the rest of the cycle at a minimum. I might have been too harsh in saying that this won't see new all-time highs. You guys, you know what's crazy? Is that Solana is so bullish that GSOL can lose its premium and still come back. And you can still see I really wrote off new all-time highs, man. They're not going to be as extreme as they were promised before, but I think you actually stand a chance of seeing new all-time highs still, only because this is the minimum expected target, right? Solana really could see prices all the way up at $1,000. If we see something like that, that's a 450% growth, 450%. Maybe it doesn't get you to new all-time highs, but still, that would take you to where you were before this drop. So I don't know. If you wanted to sell here, I think this is me personally, okay? Not telling anybody what to do. This is certainly not financial advice. I'm just saying what I would do personally. Oh, but this is a crypto trust, so it's a stock. Ooh, I don't know. Actually, never mind. I don't think you could do this, could you? I was going to say sell, because with crypto, there's no wash trading rule. You can sell, claim losses, buy back that next minute. But this one might have different rules. I'm not 100% sure, but because it's a Grayscale, because it's a trust, it's a stock, it meets SEC guidelines. I'm pretty sure it's a security, right? So then it would qualify for the wash rule. You wouldn't be able to do that. I don't know. If you sold, it might still be good, right? Assuming that in the next month, Solana probably doesn't grow to this price, to 670, right? Over the next month, it probably doesn't do that. As long as Solana doesn't grow 76.5% over the next month, it would be worth it. I think it would be worth it to sell here, buy back in the very beginning of December, claim your losses, right? You have to wait the whole year. If you're American, at least, I don't know. Everybody's investing around the world. There might be different laws, but you wait your full 30, 31 day period, whatever it is, so you can apply the losses. Then you buy back in. Solana, a month from now, GSOL will likely be at a lower price, even if Solana is dramatically higher, even if Solana is at new all-time highs. I don't think it'll be there, and I don't think that it'll be 76% higher than it is now, right? At least not a month from now. By the end of the year, sure, it could be up a lot higher, but I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm trying to concoct an idea here where you could sell, claim losses, buy back, and then probably write it up back to where it initially dropped, if not higher, by the end of this cycle. But I don't know. I don't know if that was even worth going over, but I tried. I guess I did it. But my condolences, my thoughts and prayers go out to the GSOL people, man. That's rough. That's rough. This is crypto, man, and this happens all the time. And I say this happens all the time. Maybe not this exact scenario, but just stuff that overnight can just tank on you. That kind of stuff happens, right? That happens in crypto a lot. What's crazy about the Grayscale Trust is just that it's such positive news for the underlying asset, but such negative news for the trust. This is why when people ask me why I advocate to buy the underlying assets versus buying the trust, this is why, right? Because at any given time, these guys can say, we want an ETF. And if they do that, your premiums go away. They go away just like that, right? They go away. So be aware of that, right? It can happen. It can happen, right? And that's why personally I don't hold any Grayscale trusts. I say that, and I still believe BCHG, I still believe LTCN will outperform their underlying assets. I also believe GSOL would as well, But I don't know if BCHG and LTC are in the same spotlight for receiving ETFs anyways, so probably don't have to worry about that. But let's move on. Let's talk about BCHG and LTCN. That was a long intro. I was so thrown off. I really, this sucks, man. It makes me glad. It's a bittersweet moment because I feel very glad that I didn't get into this, right? This is one of those tempting stocks to hold because Solana looks so good, and this with the premiums could have been a really good trust to hold. But I feel good that I'm not in, but I feel so bad because I know there's a lot of people who are invested in this trust, and hopefully a lot of you guys got out. But even if you got out yesterday or the day before, it's not at ideal prices at all, man. Not at ideal prices at all. But again, to remedy the situation, I'd say one of two things: either sell now, wait so you can claim your losses, buy back in a month, right? Try to play the game a little bit, tit for tat. It probably will be at lower prices than this in a month from now, so that'd be a safe move. Or just hold it, wait for it to come back. I do believe you will be not just at this price, but back up to where you were before this week even started, right? This thing will likely see prices above $400, maybe even new all-time highs by the end of this cycle, but you're not going to see anything crazy, right? Crazy enough to get your money back and then some probably, but nothing crazy like to get to $1,000 or more. I doubt it. Solana would have to it would have to be crazy. But anyways, BCHG. Weekly RSI got above the 50, staying above the 50, looking like it wants to be there. Hopefully this week you do close that. Daily's above the 50 as well. Yeah, I would like it if tomorrow, Friday, was green. We want tomorrow to be green, okay? That's what we want. Okay, that's it. I don't care how much it's green by. 1%. We want tomorrow to be green. If we look at Bitcoin Cash, BCH here, BCH is up 376, not really doing anything. BCH might move down. Tomorrow might not be green for BCHG, but that's okay, right? You can move down. You don't have to move up right now. You can move down and still be fine, but soon enough you'll be moving up. Targets are the same. Not a whole lot's changed because we're at the same place we've been like over the past 4 weeks. We're basically in the same place. High to low. Next target is 1252 to 412. When you break above 1963, that's when we know we are ready for 37 bucks to potentially new all-time highs at 67 bucks. Okay, that's BCHG. If we're talking about LTCN, these are going to go a lot faster, right? LTCN here down 11.5% this week. I wasn't expecting that. You were up to start the week, yes, but then came back down. I wonder why that is. I wonder if it's because of Solana. Oh, no, not up to start the week. You were down, huh? I thought, wasn't LTC up this weekend? It was even up on Monday, huh? Oh, no, that's a weekly. I'm sorry. I don't know. I guess not. I guess it wasn't up this weekend. I thought it was. I don't know why I thought it was. Anyways, LTCN postured in a good way, I think, looking like it wants to move up higher. Daily RSI is looking very strong, getting overbought, finding its lows at the 40 or above it, living primarily above the 50 the 50 level here on the RSI. I can't draw a straight line to save my life. I've been trying. Go back and watch every crooked line I just drew. I was trying to draw a line just like this and I failed miserably. But living above that line, very beautiful on the RSI, shows strength. You are looking like you're in a kind of trend right now in your price, right? It's something like this. It's like a channel going upwards, and you look like you're at the bottom of it. So I would expect to end this week and to start next week, you're probably going to move up higher, right? I would think a move, you're at 1438, something next week above 20 bucks could happen, right? Probably not tomorrow, but next week, yeah, I think you're on your way, and potentially higher. It's a matter of time before LTC does its breakout move and LTCN will follow suit, right? You've got higher targets in mind as well, but that's that. I don't know. What else can we talk about? We talk about File G. Let's look at File G. I haven't looked at that. Still finding new lows, huh? More volume coming in, though. That's nice. You got a lot of volume coming in here, right? Volume's picking up, but you're not going anywhere, right? It's like if volume's dying and you're moving up slower, right? But volume's dying off, that means you're about to flip, right? If you're moving and you have this amount of volume here, and then you come back and you try to test to move higher, or maybe you don't even get higher, you get like a perfect double top or a double bottom in this case, and then your volume only grows, right, in that amount of time. Your volume's at a way higher level, but you can't break. That normally means you're going to reverse, right? You got all the volume, you had all the fuel, but you didn't do anything with it. That's because you're not doing this with it. You're setting up to do this with it, right? So I bet File G, it actually looks cocked and loaded to go. All that to say, all my dots and dashes, my artwork, my artwork, high to low, target would be $63.50 minimum, and then 127, 160. Once you get above there, that's when we can start talking about these extended areas, but I don't want to talk about it, right? You're at 28 bucks now. Talking about these prices can get people really excited, and you never know when something bad can happen, right? You just absolutely never know when that can happen. So I think staying grounded, focusing on this first would be good. First and foremost, you're at 28 bucks. The first target is $63.50 here, a little bit above there probably, but in this area. And then this, depending on how you interact with that, that'll tell me if I think it's appropriate to gauge this or to gauge this area here, right? And to be fair, just full transparency, I do expect you're going to hit this zone, okay? I really do. But that's why I'm trying to focus on these lower numbers first, because even though I expect that, I don't want to get people's hopes up, which I guess I might be getting by saying I do expect this zone to be hit. But I don't want people to get discouraged if it doesn't hit, because you still have phenomenal gains, right? A move, you're at 28 bucks, a move up to 280, that's a 10x. And I definitely think that that's a safe assumption by the end of the cycle, if not certainly new all-time highs. And you don't even have to stop here. You could go higher, but again, before any of these targets, anything comes on mind or comes online, comes in the discussion room, I don't care what it's doing in the discussion room, but whenever it comes to mind, we need to get above the 61869 first. We need to react with this positively. That's our last barrier to entry up here as well, but we're not even at the 382 yet. So first, $63.50. That's that. What's another one? H then. Let's just do the whole smorgasbord here. H, that was not an H. H then, Grayscale Horizon Trust. Let's see. Low to high. Yes, not this low. I'm going to take this low because I don't trust that wick. 382, nice support. Rejecting the 236, not a good look in itself. This kind of maneuver would scream 61869, okay? But looking at Zen, Horizon, I just don't see it moving down, and I don't think HZen would move down this dramatically if Zen's moving sideways, or especially if it's moving up, which I think it is about to move up. It looks cocked and loaded to move up. Getting overbought on your weekly RSI, staying above the 40, right? You've been below the 50, living below the 50 a lot, but your weakest moments in the RSI aren't even getting to true weakness, right? Your strongest moments, like, they're not that strong and they're not that maintained either, but you're at least getting into the overbought zone, right? Seeing those stronger readings. So I think this next move will take you above this high. I think that'll definitely be a catalyst for HZen to move up higher. It's going to be crazy, man, because I bet you break that high in HZen before you break this high in Zen. I bet you do. I bet breaking this high comes along with breaking that high there, or at least something before this high. That's my thoughts. But anyways, I do think Zen is going to move up, so I would think HZen moves up too. Generally speaking, I would expect that you move down to the 61869 with the kind of look you have here. But again, assuming the underlying asset doesn't defecate itself, I would think you're safe, right? I'm not worried about this week down. You're down 23%. That sucks for anybody who's wanting this thing, itching for it to just go up. But it's great for anybody looking to buy. Honestly, it's at a good discount. I think so. Yeah, I think so, man. Could go a little lower. You're at 375. Lowest I'd give it would be 290, but I don't think you go lower than that, right? Up and up, on the up and up over time. ETCG. ETCG moving up. What's ETC looking like? ETC. Ethereum Classic. Kind of looks like Bitcoin. It looks like a lot of cryptos right now, right? Just consolidating at the base of this large consolidation phase. Bitcoin Cash doesn't look like this, but just relatively speaking here, it kind of looks like that, right? Weekly RSI looks poised to go up. Yes, I definitely think you will go up. You'll probably see a fast move. Something more on par with this, not on par with this, when moving up to this area at about $40, right? 40 to 45, you're at 20 now, so it'll be a fast move, probably by the end of the year. If ETC is doing that, ETCG would probably follow suit as well. You'd probably see it do better. I don't know, man. That's definitely a nice look there. Finding support at previous areas of resistance, right? Broke out, back tested it for support from a low here to a high there. It's also like right below your 382. Come on, why can't I get it? Right at your 0.5 actually. You get above 1232, that solidifies this is a low and you're moving higher. I already think you are moving higher. I think you have a kind of like consolidation phase down here, and you've broken out this week. I think it's very obvious, but time will tell. ETC is up 13%. ETCG is only up 11%. So will this thing move slower than its underlying asset? That remains to be seen as well. But I really do think when this thing gets going, when it breaks out above like $20, you'll start to see ETCG make its way up as well. Probably toward 20. ETC moves up to 40. I bet this thing would move up toward 20. Something like that, yeah. And then beyond. About to break above your 50 here. Tends to promote good price action when that happens. Yeah. I got nothing else to say, guys. I think I've run a course, right? I've said everything I need to say. And this just sucks, man. This really sucks. It's like traumatic, right? Any person who's watching this, who's in GSOL, I know this doesn't help what I'm saying, but I feel you, bro. I know what this is like, man. I know what this is like, but worse, right? 63%. At least you've got something salvageable. You might think in your head 30% is not salvageable. It's like it's a lot more salvageable than 1% is, man. I've been in things that dropped 90% overnight, right? Like That's like that was back in the Wild West days with crypto, right? Where I mean, you still you can still find plenty of projects that'll rug pull overnight in crypto, but yeah, man, I don't know. Abandon hope is probably the best thing I could say for any GSOL people. Abandon hope. There is no hope. If you're hoping that this is a bad nightmare and like this week here, it's just going to come back, I want you to understand it's not. It's not any. It's not. It's nothing like that week. And this week hasn't closed. We have 16 hours left. We could have 6 days left in this week. It's not the same as this. It's not going to change. You've broken structure to the downside. You've added volume. You're oversold on the weekly RSI. You're way oversold. You just no. Your underlying asset is moving up. It's up 20% while you're down 63% this week. No, this is done. It's done. It really is done. And if you are someone in GSOL and you're thinking about selling, my thoughts would be this, right? Again, around here, probably a good idea. If you get below $100, probably not a good idea anymore, right? Even below like 110, right? And tomorrow you might wake up and it drops below 110 like that. I don't know. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You never know whenever you could get that quick little volatility too. It pumps up to prices that are above like 300, above 250, and then it drops back down in that same day. You never know, right? I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm just saying if you were to sell it here and that happens, you're going to feel like, you're going to feel like you're getting kicked while you're down, and then you'll get vindicated. Then it'll come back down. So just don't act on those emotions if that happens. But I wouldn't sell if we jump down, if we gap down to like prices below $100 or below $110. I wouldn't sell because I think in a month's time this could be back around those prices. I think you'd be below these prices here, but above $100 in a month's time I think could be the case. Regardless of where you're going to be in a month's time, in like 2 days time, by the end of this week, if not sometime next week, you're going to be at the NAV price. You're going to be. There's no doubt in my mind Grayscale would not, right, have this significant of a move if there wasn't something more serious going on with this Solana ETF news, right? Because Grayscale owns this trust as well, right? They probably own the majority of it. If you're getting the most volume you've ever seen coming in on this news, literally, it's no coincidence. This isn't a bad dream that's going to go away, right? I'm not saying this to hurt your feelings. I'm not a bully. I want to see you make money. I want to see you be happy. But I'm not going to feed you bullshit and baby feed you while you're literally getting your ass handed to you right now. This sucks, and it happens, right? It's just like I'm happy. I love it. I'm ecstatic whenever I see people making money in this market, even if I'm not holding onto the coin. I see someone getting 100x on a coin that I could have bought, but I didn't. I was aware of it, but I didn't do. I don't feel jealousy. I feel a lot of excitement and happiness for them, right? It wasn't my chance. It was their chance. Good for them. This isn't my thing. It's nothing to do with me. I don't own any of it. I'm not negatively repercussed by this, but for anybody and everybody that's holding this, I know that there's some of you out there that are people who've been supporting the channel for a long time. This sucks, man. It really sucks. I don't even have to know anybody that's holding this to know that this sucks, man. There's people who are going to be very negatively affected by this, and it's not stopping here. And I don't know, man. I guess I decided to end the video on that note. So with that, I leave you. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. GSOL will grow throughout the rest of the cycle. It will finish this cycle probably more than 100% higher than it is now, maybe even more than 200% higher than it is now. That money will come back because Solana is going to grow. The NAV price for GSOL will just grow, so it doesn't need the premium to grow. But there are better Grayscale trusts as far as premiums go, as far as growth goes, I think. So, anyways, guys, ta-ta for now. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.